So, it's so weird how men don't know. They actually do, though. They actually do, though. They know because of how they treat women differently. You know what's true, though? The oldest people I came across, yeah, they must have went through something similar where if you're so old, you know those pictures of Chrisania without eyes or whatever, and he takes her eyes or whatever, Graceland. Creating somebody beautiful memories can keep them going past 137. You have to try to see her there. The problem is when we were kids, we thought that 70 was old. I made a really stupid decision when I was really young that I was going to kind of be young until 40 and then I'd be perfect from now on. It was really dumb. But very true though. Very crazy how differently somebody can be treated. That's really evil. But when somebody's good to me, even if they're ugly or whatever, they look so beautiful. They look so much better. Very true. If they're doing things like trying to mess up another girl, then they suddenly appear to be a lot worse, you know? That's really bad. It's weird to think about that, though. The reversal, what actually happens. So, the way I do my hair, I always cut it up to there, like I shave it up to there, and I do designs on the side. I'm guessing that when I actually do start to bald or whatever, it'll happen, like, it'll go up here. I guess maybe I already have a little bit, huh? That's interesting. Here, let me show you the back. My dad actually kept his hair. It's really long. I think it's because a part of him, was waiting to become Fistodomus. Fistodomus. The wizard. Very cool. But anyways, my hair looks horrible right now. I want to dye it. It's still not gray at all, or what? Is there gray coming in at all? It still is my natural color, it looks like. I'm sorry to think about that. But my God, when he was in his 50s, he was so beautiful. He was all buff, and I know I need the same thing. Because it's like girls with breasts, you know? It sort of is. They should have been more honest with me. They would tell me that I was just as good looking or whatever, or I was better looking. It wasn't true, though. They should have been honest. I have worked out. I have, buffed up my chest before. When I first moved to Portland, I was pretty buff. You could see, visible muscles and stuff, my arms and chest. But I was on the computer a lot, so I lost it. Back then, you didn't really show yourself. Just MySpace and... Well, that's not really true. Wait, it is though. I'm thinking about when? I'm thinking about before Facebook. Way before Facebook. MySpace. I was on MySpace. I'm still friends with Beth on MySpace. I remember her. But back then I was trying to hide my goth identity. I would try to look as normal as possible. Because I moved here to change and to put drugs behind me. Anyways, I was gonna say, I really want to get this going for a Facebook group for people that are about to die, and message them and build that up so that they can have their pre-death funerals or whatever. I need to think of a building, think of buildings to do it. It's really interesting and beautiful. Maybe someday, we could build like a cathedral kind of place, in different spots that things have happened for doing that, for pre-death funerals. That'd be cool. For Christians, there will be that spot in Portland. That's really interesting to think about because of what different people have done. What's Indian Hill? That's cool. Make somewhere for them. And see, the goal is doing the oldest traditions or whatever for a son. The daytime and stuff. I look like a different person. Because they won't. What's that? But yeah, I sure look different. When I was young, I absolutely hated the way, when the lights turn on at the end of the night, at club or whatever. Suddenly it's like, oh my god, now you know I'm ugly. Or in the morning, Irish. Actually, not so much though. Irish came from my mom. It did kind of feel like, what is this? What's this new body? Got moles and freckles and stuff? Because it wasn't really there before. My dad's side is very Scandinavian. The confidence, definitely. Weird how much ginger's different. I'm like, oh my god, don't look at me. But it helped us though. Definitely helped us. And who knows how much it helped my dad because of being extra worried about how he looked. All of his kids spend a lot more time than other people. My little sister had such cool hair. She had red hair. It makes more sense now why she came to me as Leslie. Call me Leslie. Believe lies or whatever. This person said this. It's so funny. And then, but it looked like she was pretty nice. I don't know. That's where Facebook really messed up. People already have something in place outside of Facebook for like sex offenders and stuff like that. They should have known. I mean, that's really scary for how many countries might categorize people and stuff like that, thinking that Facebook is the truth, you know? You think of like some other country categorizing everybody, and I'm in some crazy category because they wanted me to be like, I want your woman. That's scary. But yeah, they should have done it. They should have done Facebook differently. They should have done it. I really need to get them, convince them to change now. I made so many posts and stuff suggesting, just do this. Something, changing the word friend to contact would be so much safer. Because I don't want to recommend other people. Or like having a thing where you can actually put, but how safe is that though? Because somebody could actually go, oh, I know this person's close. This person's going to give me the money. You know what I mean? And then, so let's just talk about that. Facebook. What does Facebook need? Facebook needs, they need to be able to flag people when somebody else is being mentioned. If they're talking about somebody else and the person can't see it, they should wake up to how they're encouraging all the wrong kinds of things. You don't want people in a basement all getting together, having secret meetings about their neighbor. What the hell is that? You know what I mean? Can you imagine? Actually, maybe a lot of people can imagine how that would have destroyed everybody. Before going dancing and stuff like that, everybody goes into some secret place where they like share negative stuff about other people. What the hell? That did not exist. People were so much nicer. When I used to go dancing, I didn't have enough time to say hi to everybody. Like being able to say hi to everybody in one night, all the time didn't happen, especially on Thursday. And then people would be hugging me. I get so many hugs. They'd be screaming my name, if I haven't seen them for a while. And friendly kisses that are like, gross. It was a completely different world. Can you imagine a world where people aren't plotting in their basement with their neighbors about other neighbors? That's seriously messed up. So the wall stuff really makes sense. Tear down the wall. Don't tear down the building. Just add to it. They can make it something much more special. Much more special. A lot less power to the most hateful, scary people who may not even care about other people and just be trying to win the most likes and comments. That's so sad. How many people actually don't know what it's like. And how many people have been kicked out of places. Like people would get kicked out of places and they're like my favorite place to go out in San Francisco. My favorite people would not be able to go there. Like what the hell? What happened? Well, I got in a fight with somebody, and then, Facebook kicked them out. Holy shit. That's crazy. That kind of thing would never happen before. But I mean, people would know. If somebody was a sex offender or something, they're still, that's outside of Facebook. You just go, this person, blah, they could just have something like that. Ding! It's out of there. Shows something somewhere else. A restraining order would have worked. But she lied to make it. See? And she was like turning everybody against me. So, if people are trying to find the most embarrassing thing in their name, the way I had sex with my ex-girlfriend, obviously, Mark, you were wrong. She used to go online on bondage sites, advertising, looking for somebody to rape her and kill her. For real. But not for real. They called it role-playing. And they had a safe word. And I thought that was the dumbest thing. Because isn't that support rape? I just don't understand how anybody could do that. When the bondage stuff appeared in the goth scene, it was very new. It wasn't there before. It did not exist. The first time I really started to see it was in Portland. I went to a club with my sister, and both of us were like, whoa, this is awkward. It's like people spanking each other, having sex, like stuff like that. And there with my sister, like, what the hell? This is weird. But yeah, that was surprising. And then when I had lived here before that though, but the only goth place was Lola's Room, and my friend Owen was building up the place, and so I was like helping him build it up. And while out of state, I would advertise and get people excited to come here. And then when I lived out of Portland, I would fly here. My mom was a flight attendant, so I could fly for free. So I could fly here a few times a year, at least, and I did. That's actually not true, because I couldn't have kept it up the whole time. But compared to other people, because my mom's a flight attendant, I did it a lot. And when I would arrive, people would call up other people to get, Adam's coming out. Let's, and then a bunch of girls would come out and stuff like that. And that was really helpful for building up the place. I wasn't somebody that drank like other people. I didn't smoke either. Compared to other people, I haven't really smoked cigarettes much. I had my first drag of a regular cigarette around the age 21, I think, maybe 22. I don't really remember. It was while I was, never mind, I won't tell you. But yeah, that's true. And then, so he was building that up. Once Plan B, once they opened that up, that was really cool. And then I was like, yeah, I want to move back there. Once I saw Plan B, I was like, I'm going to go back to Portland. Portland's actually now a place I want to live. Because before Plan B, it was like, there's nothing there. And I want to say that there's nothing there, but for me going dancing, I like the very, very nice music. Cocteau Twins, stuff like that. I was found on like the Brickbat Mansion side of it. And when I left Utah, it started to turn into this new bondage thing. For real. It started to turn into this new bondage thing. Like, I don't know. But it was less what I was used to. I was used to a lot nicer, friendlier, more female friendly. The bondage thing just seemed like very, I don't know, I guess maybe it was helpful because you see who was into it. Why are you into this? Are you trying to get attention, or are you actually creepy? Most people are just trying to get attention, seemingly. But I didn't really get into it enough to know. I've never had sex pretending to be a rapist or anything like that. So, yeah. Yeah. I should have told people. I mean, I kind of thought that people knew, but I didn't, though. But I should have told people. I don't know. I didn't really think about it, you know? I didn't really think about it. Because it really wasn't all that big, you know, golf thing. It really was in Utah, though. Holy crap. In Utah, they had a street where, like, pretty much always be seeing people in black and stuff like that on the street. Hippies and stuff like that. Sugar House. That was cool. The place was so fun. They had a lot more kids there than other places. A lot more younger, like the population, the amount of people that were young was a lot more there. So there was always like new people coming to dance and stuff. And I really never took advantage of people. I never went around having sex with new people, or I made rules for myself, like don't sleep with like a DJ or something, because I didn't want to be kicked out of a place or something. But I was never gay. Oh my god. Probably confuse people though. Wow. Sorry. It wasn't really like a thing to me. I didn't really think about it. For other people, I wasn't really that active. I was mostly working on stuff. And when I go to places, I would. But yeah, that's true though with Facebook. It really did turn people against each other. There used to be people getting together at their house or something like that every single night before Facebook. There was like, you know what I mean? Something going on. It's weird to think of putting that on it as an event on Facebook. It's not something they would have wanted to do, you know? I mean, people used to, in the 90s when the internet came out, people wouldn't get the address to a party until it was about to start. was a street, Second South, that had issues. They were on the news for having issues because they would bust a party and people would just go across the street. And so that was, I was young and dumb. I used to think that was so funny. Well, but I mean, the neighbors would kind of join there. It seemed like they would kind of join their homes together. They're into the Burning Man thing stuff. But I should have used the wall more, and then people would have saw my posts and stuff like that. So I never really went to other people's stuff, saying things. So how are they gonna see me in their feed? They're only gonna do it if they're like coming to check me out. But I knew that's what people would have been doing, of course, because that's just how I used it. I write to myself like it was a diary, and I would check out other people and just go down the world. I didn't like let them know I was there. Sometimes, you know, but I kind of did it like that. So I probably should get to work on it now. That is seriously true, though. They shouldn't have done that. I mean, people have the right to express themselves and stuff like that, but they should have thought about the liars, people trying. I mean, just what was happening. What was happening? I mean, it totally tore apart places. The Cat Club in San Francisco, you know, and other clubs and stuff like that, they would like die because of people getting kicked out for different stuff. It's just sad, you know. But I mean, that kind of thing, I don't remember that kind of thing happening until Facebook came around. What the hell? But yeah, and people regret it too, and then they would be too proud to admit that they made a mistake, or too proud to correct it, because they'd be embarrassed because of what they did. No, I actually did. I was mad at this person, and you know, got in my basement with everybody else. On my phone! What's on my phone? Stupid. But yeah, that's a good example of Facebook. What the hell? How did that happen? But in other countries right now, that's happening. So I mean, he really should fix it. He really needs to fix it. Just have something when people are talking about somebody else, let the person know. If it's like, have it like, so if somebody shares something they know is negative, if the other person wouldn't want them to share, allow people to go, beep. Is this true? So that they at least know, can read it, and it, you know, and then the people that don't win everything. Because they're going to be the ones that have the most power. So that's very true. You don't want that to happen. Very ridiculous. So I need to faster and just the lawyers and stuff. It's very obvious that, you know, it's just too much, because originally it was Mormons probably that paid him to like cover it up, and then he's like just keeps finding more reasons from other people to do this, it seemed like. And it's like, what the hell? Why aren't you changing it? But it's obviously much of it Mormons and cops and talking. How do I not get wanting English stars and stuff for doing stuff? So how do I not attract them? But right when permission to leave the temple came, it was really it seemed like everywhere I was sharing wasn't really connecting to people like it should. So now it's messed up. I should have sued them a long time ago. Realize, you know. But I mean, when I look at the view count and stuff of my posts and everything, it looks messed up. It looks psychotic. It looks like somebody's just going, crazy. So, when I first threatened to sue the Mormon Church, you know, that was messed up what happened. And, you know, it seemed like I'm just so surprised they didn't thank me. It's very obvious that they weren't able to even see me, you know? When I first complained about them or whatever, it's like somebody else is like, sure, or cover this up, whatever. Yeah. But I mean, it's pretty obvious because that name inspired what Kathleen was sharing, and totally fell for it. Most embarrassing moment. He's more famous than he knew, but he thought that I was famous in some crazy psychotic way. Thought he lost his mind. What the hell? How come all this stuff was like this? It's like, what the hell? And people woke me up to how they were having dreams of me, you know? And waking up other people to how I dreams of them and stuff like that. We'll kind of be connected. That's pretty cool. I mean, since I was a kid, we knew that we were sharing dreams and stuff. The name thing's pretty cool. is to get funeral stuff going. So I'll let you go, and promise not to try not to embarrass you anymore. Try not to embarrass Amber anymore. But I mean, I don't like to ask for help. I don't want my friends to see me like this, you know. So I just kept thinking. I'd wake up and, you know, I'd be like dreaming of her and stuff, and she's like, I want you to share what happened to me. I want you to document everything so we can make a movie and tell me about it. But I wasn't getting paid for that. So it was like so important to, I mean, it's not normal to be promised anything by somebody in the dream world. There's no way I would expect her to marry me or something like that. That's psychotic. But it was like, I promise, once you finish this blog post right here, I see it, I'm gonna like run over to you. So it was like, she was like, and then when that would happen, the dream would continue, and she would be like, letting me know the reasons. And it'd be like an older version of her apologizing, and a younger version doing it to me. So funny. An older version apologizing. So the faster we meet and start working together, the faster we can go through everything, make sure there's nothing embarrassing, and fix it. I mean, very curious. What was really sad was when for a really long time, I didn't come across her clips and stuff like that. Like, how long did it take before I saw her clips? I mean, I kind of glanced at them, but I didn't actually, I kind of go through them a little bit. Not really, though. When the birds got my attention, and she was right there, and that was really funny. And her butt was like, it's like, wait, that can't be her, because I just saw her butt yesterday. So I gotta be loyal. Isn't that ironic? I should have known. I wish I watched those clips so that I knew that she wore the tight pants. And then, what's really sad though was when I made my video describing the perfect mate or whatever, and I'm hearing her. And then when I did a search for clips of her on the internet and found her when she was younger. What can I do to convince this girl? That was so sad. She is so beautiful. That's how I felt too. Definitely. I would have definitely felt like that. Think of like having that stuff on there. But you know, I think the future tried. They haven't even really tried to go, hey, can you take this down? But yeah. To think of like pinup models and stuff like that, there already had to be something like secret videos of Marilyn Monroe or something. So that kind of thing. Scary to me now, but that's good. I love myself as much as possible. I'm not worried about it. If I need to look better, need to work out and stuff, so I feel less bothered. But I don't want to feel uncomfortable. I really like doing that though with my girlfriend, you know? I really like doing that. Because I mean, we didn't have that before. We weren't able to take videos of each other and stuff. Definitely isn't something I'd want to share with other people. Because I mean, what could have been happening while I was doing that, you know? Somebody could have been checking us out and going, this guy's a loser, and then looking at my thing, looking at my record and going, oh my God. This woman is so beautiful. I have to do something to mess them up. I'm gonna have her, you know, I'm gonna surround her friends with people that do this to her so that she breaks up with him because she's the most beautiful woman there, especially with the way he touched her. You know, that's really scary. But anyways. Okay, well, I'm so thankful I have all this knowledge. Our kids will be so much safer. It's ridiculous how much safer they'll be.